It's quite comical, actually, when you realize the difference between reality and what some people are talking on TV about.
You took the mark of the devil just so you can eat and breathe. Bows down at the feet and surrendered liberty. Tyranny and terror, corrupted dictators posing as your leaders while they poison every leader. Pumping fluoride in the water while they rape Iraqi daughters. Dumbing down the public, fashion magazines and fodder. Now they slaughter weakened nations. Faulty explanations, selling fear to the masses. Terror level elevations, revelations is unfolding right before your eyes. Wake up in a fever camp, drugged and hypnotized. Fourth Reich's taking over while you focus on your bling. But I'll bet by this point you haven't heard a damn thing. It's destruction by design, prophesizing every scripture. Take a big step back, see the whole picture. A distraction of the mind to keep you living in a bubble.
We're in a lot of trouble because less than 3% of you people read books.
Your right to use deadly force first to defend yourself could be repealed if some Democratic lawmakers get their way. They're trying to repeal Michigan's Stand Your Ground law, which would mean you are obligated to try to retreat when in danger. They say the law promotes violence.
Common sense says that if you can get out of hurting somebody else, no matter what they've done to you, then that's what you should do. Retreat, protect yourself, and let law enforcement handle what law enforcement is supposed to do.
But their initiative is facing tough resistance already. Republican Senator Rick Jones says citizens have a right to use lethal force to defend themselves when they truly believe that they are in great danger.
Well, you heard it right there. If the audio is loud enough, that is. We have to get rid of stand your ground laws here in Michigan and every other state. Because it's just promoting violence. I mean, what the hell is wrong with you and me, right? If somebody breaks in the house, we shouldn't hurt them. No, we have to retreat. We have to do whatever we can do humanly possible so we don't have to hurt them, no matter what they're doing. I wonder if she'd be saying that bullshit if she was being raped in a fucking dark alley in Detroit. Obviously, I don't want that to happen to her. That's not my point. What should she do then? Tell them she has AIDS or HIV? What should she do? I mean, what the fuck, man? Really? I'm sorry, but you gotta be a fucking idiot if you truly believe that if someone attacks you, you should have to retreat. You should have the responsibility to do whatever you can not to harm them. Get the fuck out of here. There's no logic in that. Whether you're for gun control or not, there is no logic. There's absolutely no logic for this argument to repeal Stand Your Ground. What does Stand Your Ground mean? It means that if someone tries to carjack you, break in your home, rape you, attack you in any way, and you feel you're threatened, you have the right to defend yourself. I mean, isn't that common sense, people? Isn't it a basic human right to defend yourself? Isn't it a basic instinct to want to defend yourself? I'm just trying to understand the logic in this shit. That video I just played you is about a year old, but... And they failed. I mean, I was pretty confident back then this wasn't going to happen. But they're still talking about this shit in Florida and other fucking states. Because of the Trayvon Martin incident. Let me tell you something about the Trayvon Martin incident, okay? Number one, it had nothing to do with race. Number two, Stand Your Ground was applied correctly. He had no duty to retreat. Now, I've said this before in the past. I do not believe Trayvon Martin was some innocent little kid. Having said that, there's no evidence that I can see that that particular day he was guilty of anything but walking down the street with a hoodie on. I know they say he bought Skittles and Arizona iced tea, and there's something about if you mix it with cough medicine, it gets you high. And then I also heard that the autopsy showed his liver was really bad from doing that. I don't know that 100%. I'm just saying what I heard, so don't take me in that quote 100%. But even if that was the case, he was just on his way to his girlfriend's house, as far as we all know. The problem is, And also Zimmerman should not have got out of the vehicle and followed him. I agree. I would not have done that unless someone else's life was in imminent danger from him and I had to defend somebody. Then, when Zimmerman went back to his vehicle, Martin came back and attacked him. That came out in the court case. So Trayvon Martin had gotten away from Zimmerman, and Zimmerman was going back to his vehicle. So they both fucked up. But when Trayvon came back and attacked him, he had the right to defend himself. He had the right to stand his ground. Now, the incident here in Detroit with the guy, I think it was Highland Park, I forget the black girl's name. She knocked on his door. She was drunk. He shot her through the door. Okay? That is not stand your ground. He's going to get prosecuted, and he'll probably get manslaughter or whatever. That was not racially motivated either, but he was in the wrong. Because there was no imminent threat to him. She was on the porch. She did not bust in his house. He should not have shot her. What he should have done was not open the door if he was that scared. He should have just called 911 and waited. If she tried to come in the door forcefully and came through the door, that's one thing. So, all you fucking idiots who want stand your ground repealed, I'm sorry. You're ignorant and fucking stupid. Stand your ground is a right we all have. It should not even have to be a fucking law. Common sense dictates you have the right to defend yourself from a violent act. And you are not the violent person by defending yourself. It does not promote violence. It promotes self-defense and common fucking sense.